Hello, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Sports. And it's the weekly Lions rumor mill. Not as weekly as it has been because we have slowed down, but we do actually have a few things to talk about this week. Uh, First thing we talk about is McNeil. The extension talks have begun. We'll see how much money we end up giving them, but if the NFL cap space keeps growing like it does, it won't really be that big of a problem to give them like 20 mil.
Yeah, it's always tough. Like I said, the NFL is so rich and so much money, and the keeps getting bigger and bigger. I'm sure they want to keep him, and he. This is a big year for him. I still don't think he's all pro status. I still don't think he's top 10 in the defensive tackles in the league. So I don't know. I don't know where you want to rank him.
The other idea is instead of extensions, if like it hits a snag and like let's say it doesn't get done by the end of the year, there's talks to Lions potentially using the franchise tag on him instead of giving him a lengthy extension.
I'd
And
like to see how good he is. I mean, you
how
folks,
good is he gonna be with DJ Reader this year?
right?
That is the
And
big thing.
defensive tackles are probably one of the more easier things to replace.
Yeah, I mean we'll see what exactly ends up happening, how much money to get him. It seems like it will be in between that 20 and 25. Because that's kind of where the market is for like a top one. And obviously, you always have to reset the market if someone's
I
even
don't think
decent.
he's worth
But
elite pay at that position, but
that is what it's like
we'll
every
see.
single time someone gets close, right? They always have to reset the market, right? So around that 20 mil range is probably what they're probably going to talk, but we'll see what ends up happening. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a decent amount in round 20 if
Yeah,
they actually get him.
yeah. I'm just saying I don't know how they work those things out. I don't think he deserves to be paid top money, but he's still a good and important person on our team, and he might be improving. Like I said, I think he's due for a big year. If they want to franchise tag him and stuff, I mean, they're the easiest thing to replace a run stuffer.
I
There's
mean,
lots of them in the
yeah,
draft.
there's always a bunch in the draft. But coming down to basically where we finish and how likely a good draft pick compared to having him, we'll see what fully ends up coming of it. Next thing, practice squad. I didn't really get to talk about it in the last video, but we have apparently one of the best practice squads um in the league. I'm trying to get it up so I can
Well,
tell you
that we're
exactly.
yeah. Well, I mean,
But
it'd be nice to have somebody actually that can contribute that we can call up if
they
if we need to due to injuries.
They have a few surprising people on it. Um, from what it seems like, right? We kept down from Peoples Jones, even though we released him. We re-signed him back to the practice squad. Tim Patrick, though the last video I thought he would potentially be on the team, they put him on the practice squad. Allen Robinson's on the practice squad.
How old is he? Like
So
33.
yeah, he's around there. But I mean, like you have a few okay amount of um wide receivers on there. But we'll go down the list. So first off is the one extra QB you have. Nate Sudfeld is no longer a Lion on our practice squad. It is Jake Fromm.
Jake Fromm,
He
which
is.
I think, like I said, he has upside. Sudfeld doesn't. That's the whole thing with him. Um, you know, like I said, that doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, and hopefully we never have to see him suit
Yeah,
up
we
in
hope
a,
not.
in a uniform on the sideline or in a game at all.
That
Hopefully we
would be
don't have to
bad.
worry about that. Um, Next is running back Jamar Jefferson. He stuck out enough for them to keep him on the practice squad, though he did not make the team. So there's your one running back on.
He's always been on the cusp. He's always been one of those guys. You don't know if he's not good enough to really make the team, but you kind of want him around still.
Next, we already kind of talked about, but Donovan Peoples Jones is on the practice squad. Tim Patrick is on the practice squad. Allen Robinson's on the practice squad.
That's the surprising. Where he came from, L.A. last year.
I
Or
think so. I think he was a Charger last year. Um,
he's
but
had some bad. I don't know what the deal is with him. Why he
yeah,
fell off
he
so much.
hasn't been. as successful since he basically left Chicago.
Right, right. And I
Um,
really thought he'd be a decent
is
receiver.
he went to Jacksonville for a little bit, and then he went and played in LA, I saw. After that, I don't know if he just came from LA or not, but we will see exactly what happens with him if he has his chance on the team or not, because you're not going to go into the year with 4 wide receivers. It's a 52-man roster right now. So they might do a rotation of who they feel is doing best in practice and call them up.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's a nice luxury to have. We're very excited. Like I said, this is gonna be a fun weekend.
Gearing up
Hopefully,
for
you
the
make
first
it
week of
back in
football.
time for the party.
I'll be back. Don't worry.
Very
Uh, Next wide receiver, Tom Kennedy. We all love Tom Kennedy on our practice squad. He's on it like every year. Stands out a little bit in the preseason. He'll probably have his opportunities in the NFL this year too,
Hey,
along with the
injuries
rest of them.
happen. Injuries are going to happen. I'm most worried about the offensive line depth. I don't know if we have much there. Our offensive line may be the best in the league, but we
The
don't
depth
have
at
many D
offensive line
linemen. So,
might be the bottom of the league.
right.
Looking at the tight ends on our practice squad, the ones that have been on our teams the past years have made it back on our practice squad. You still have Shane Zylstra. You still have James Mitchell. They are both sitting on our practice squad. Both are capable NFL tight ends, just not starting tight ends and tight end twos, tight end threes. But if someone gets hurt, we shouldn't feel worried
Right.
about our tight end situation. Interior lineman, offensive lineman, Kingsley Ekun. Ekukun. So we have an offensive lineman sitting on there. Jamarco Jones is on our practice squad. Pico is on our practice squad. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know any of
Chris
those
Smith,
guys.
Isaac Ukwa, all sitting on our practice squad. So they have some defense sitting, some defensive linemen, and some
Did
offensive
that big
linemen.
giant Canadian guy make the team?
Manu,
Manu, yeah.
yes, he's on the team.
All right.
Another defensive lineman, Pat O'Connor, defensive back, Eric Hollett on our practice squad. But that is what our practice squad shapes out to be. On the defensive end, names we don't really know that much besides Pico.
Right.
But offensively, all names that we are mostly familiar with. So
Most.
I don't
Yeah, I
feel
hopefully
bad
we
about
never
it.
have to see any of them. So, and they could stay
You're
on
gonna,
that track.
you're mostly gonna see the wide receivers. That's what you're gonna see.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, we're gonna have injuries. Just hopefully nothing too devastating. And we're no different than any other team in the league like that. They're all battling shit, and it'll be tough to see. It's going to be fun. I think the season starts off on Thursday with the Ravens and Chiefs, and then I heard that Green Bay and Philly are having a hard time because that game's in Brazil,
Yes.
and Brazil's in an uproar, and they might not. They're having issues, and so their
Uh,
game might get canceled or moved. Only because I don't know if that's true. I was just talking to somebody about it, and I guess there's a lot of social upheaval down there, and they don't want to put any players at risk. Jordan Love's kidnapped for the year. Yeah, taken
no,
away by some
the initial worry,
Brazilian terrorist
the
group or something.
initial worry
I have
for Brazil was the color green because the stadium they play in, their rivals' color is green. So you're not supposed to wear green in their stadium, and they picked the Eagles and the Packers, two
oh,
teams that are primarily
Green
green.
Green Bay.
But that is not really as big of an issue as
Wouldn't that
people
be?
made it
I mean, that's
seem.
nothing to laugh about. I guess I have a very dark sense of humor and stuff, but I just laugh at humanity, and that's all it's. But can you imagine that we go to watch a football game and some horrible thing happens?
First game
Jordan,
of the year.
Jordan Love gets kidnapped and taken away by
No,
the
not gonna, no,
rebels
that's gonna happen.
or anything
But
crazy.
last thing to talk
No,
about
that's nothing to laugh
is
at. I'm sorry.
the Lions cap situation going into the year. It's sitting pretty good. You're able to make any kind of move you want. Really, we're sitting at 31 million in cap space going into the year.
Wow, that's great. That is really good.
So you could trade for somebody who's making way too much money.
Well, I've already heard that they're ready. That if if Jared Goff goes down, Tom Brady's waiting to come in and bring Michigan
Sure,
another Super Bowl.
sure. Yeah, we'll see if that actually ever happens.
Brady
Brady,
Almighty.
old Brady, barely able to do
He's
anything at this
keeping in
point.
shape, I heard,
But
just in case you
but
need him for a playoff run.
31 million. So you could trade for somebody who's making a decent amount. You have that space. You can make two big deals. Trade deadline's usually halfway through the
I'm all
season.
for it.
You can make two big
No,
deals,
that's
have their
great news.
contracts already paid. You
That
have a
is,
great
like I said, I
situation.
think the main reason that we are in the situation we are in with the Lions is we have finally got competent ownership, competent upper management, and coaching. We have continuity. That is our strength on this team. And they have built this team into one of the five best teams in the league and with a legit shot at the Super Bowl.
And
So,
and to get some people with a mindset on how much dead cap we have this year and how much cap we're probably going to have going into next year. You have surpassed 30 million in dead cap space.
wow.
So you're spending 30 million on stuff that's not even involved in your team. That next year probably comes off. At least most of it will come off. And now you're going into next year sitting on about 60 million with the potential of more because the cap might rise again.
I think our reality is the same as everybody's. I'd like to see, who has the least amount of dead cap space and who has the most.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably look that up for
That
a
would be
future
interesting.
video,
We don't
but
have to do it now,
but I mean that is good amount of money to have open for something to happen. So with all that being said, though, if you'd like to see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let me know what you think about all the recent rumors surrounding Lions, the practice squad, cap space, all that stuff. And until next time, hope to see everybody soon.